Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Gold Advantage on the Best of 3 Network. As always, I am your host, Nikita, and with me are BNB and Scoot. We are finally back for some League of Legends after about a week off, so it's not been that bad. But MSI is starting, and it is going to be our first international tournament of the year. So we get to see whether NA, new champions, EG, are actually good.
They are.
Or is it all more Hopium? We'll see. How are you boys feeling?
There's going to be Hopium, and they're good.
Copium?
Way to come in with some electricity, first of all, may I say. Second of all, tough year for NA to produce a good new team because, you know, Big Brother's always there to just play stopper at the end. Yeah. And we already know the story of how we got here, who predicted it. I don't know who could have said these things. But, you know, T1's at the top.
I hope our fans are ready. I think we have a really fun episode coming. I'm really excited to get into this. I got my notes on my phone, so I'm ready to fucking take some. There's some notes on there that you guys aren't even privy to.
Ooh.
And so...
Secret notes.
Secret notes. I can't be sharing all my alpha with you betas.
So, MSI happening in Korea. One of the first international LAN events we're getting. We did get Worlds last year, which was nice, but we're getting some of returning teams. VCT and PCS are coming back. 11 teams are invited. So way it works, same as always. Stage 1, we have groups. Teams are drawn into 3 groups. Double round robin for Group A and B. There's a quadruple round robin for Group C because Group C only has 3 teams for reasons. It doesn't matter. We'll move on with it.
Is it COVID reasons?
Yeah,
Still?
it is COVID reasons. Yeah, basically, yeah. I think. And
can't say that on the podcast.
Top 2 teams from each group
news.
advance to round 2, or stage 2. Sorry, stage 2 is going to be a double round robin. Rumble stage, basically, once again, matches a best of 1, and then the top 4 teams will advance to stage 3, which is a knockout stage. Single elimination bracket. All matches are going to be a best of 5. Quickly. The pools were basically seeded according to different regions, worlds, and so on. I don't think it matters too much. I'm going to skip the pools and actually go to the groups because that's what really matters.
Let's do it.
Group A, we have Detonation Focus Me from Japan. Then we have Saigon Buffaloes from Vietnam, the VCS. Then we have T1, as everyone knows, undefeated. Perfect run, bringing them from Korea.
Right now,
Latin America sends
everyone is on equal footing at MSI, Nikki.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it's a brand new
they?
Everyone's undefeated.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like T1 has the best 5-on-5 league team to ever play, but whatever.
NA's best record, starting off 0-0. Group B, Istanbul Wildcats from Turkey. PSG Talent from the PCS. Red Canids coming from Brazil. And then RNG from LPL. Sorry, I was going to say LCK.
They had a crazy
China.
lower bracket run, didn't they? I believe. Or
It
was a lot of 5-game series, I think, is what came out of
the
China,
LPL
so.
always has a lot of games, and I have no idea what's going on. Half the time, it's there's 124 teams. Someone has a perfect record, but then they go and lose. It's all over the place.
Hey, Bucko, it won him a fucking world championship last year.
It's a full-time job keeping track of the LPL.
It is.
Group C.
It does lead to great mental fortitude. No one in the LCS is getting through that gauntlet.
No way. They play more games in a month than maybe LCS does in a year.
Maybe Rogue needs to go to those playoffs where they can treat it like a regular season and not have to worry about the pressures that come with a tournament-style championship format.
Very interesting question or comment, which begs a question, which I will ask after I finish Group C.
Well, I don't see him in these groups.
No, you're not going to.
Maybe it's
Group C, EG from the LCS, as we know, G2 from the LEC, and then we have Order from OCE, which was a region that was shut down, but then somehow stayed alive, and whatever. It's there.
I don't want to say anything, but EU and the LCS and NA ending up in fucking Group C with one other team that they need to beat to get out.
Also
it's
means
a
they
little
play
iffy.
more matches against each other, which is great because that's what we want. So we get
great.
we basically get a proper like best of 3. Love your comment, Chris. I wonder, would you prefer if there were regional groups that teams could just go and join? So like, as in like Rogue could say, Rogue rather than declaring for the LCS could declare that they want to play in the LPL for a year.
That would be.
And they just send their team and like they're now they're playing in the LPL.
I think there would have
like,
to be
that
some
could be a really
stipulations, like a team.
Well, it's always been the argument against franchising, like across the board, is that you need like some ability to be agnostic or whatever.
Yeah, but this would
and I
still
guess
be
they kept that with
franchising,
Valorant.
but almost so it would be in between like the kind of tournament model where we're having constant international tournaments. This would be more like we're gonna start of the year, every team declares for a region.
Well,
And some people want to be in the LCS.
I get what you're saying.
You know what would be so interesting
It
about
is
that,
interesting though,
though?
because like
You know what would be so interesting about
They're-
that is that like people might pay a premium to come to NA, where they can get in front of American fans who are going to possibly
Yeah.
be more engaging and buy more merch, while also the rest of the competition might not be as hard, and so you can just come in and just beat up on nobodies.
well,
Cruise your way to Worlds.
Yeah.
game theory says that this lands with everyone landing in the best possible market where their organization grows at the same time as like they still have good competition and more slots, i.e. some league becomes what the Premier League is for soccer, in a way, over the championship and like
That's
whatever the
That's
first and
actually
second
exactly
league are.
the reference I was going to make. It's almost like, you have Bundesliga, you have La Liga, you have Premier League, and then they come together for like a Champions League. I wonder if that would be, because I do think NA gets a lot of shit. But if you take the best NA
we're
teams,
here for it.
they're not going to be the bottom. People act like NA is the worst in the world, but if you stuck them
They're
in the
pool
LCK
two.
or the LPL,
There's a reason they're
I
pool
think they'd be a
two.
middling team.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
They wouldn't be T1,
C9 probably not,
but they wouldn't be 10th place.
or in the LPL like 25th place.
Yeah. So, it's
Anybody can make a team.
it's an interesting concept. I don't think there's any big news for, I haven't heard any roster swaps or anything like that. I mean, NA has had a bunch of them, but we'll deal with that once we're done with MSI. Quick run through Group A, B, C. I mean, I'm guessing we all are expecting major regions to come out of their groups.
Well,
Yeah, T1, RNG, G2, EG should come out of their groups.
knowing the game that we're going to be playing in a minute, I can't share with you which teams may or may not be coming out of the groups.
Okay, well, let's dive into it. So
I'll let you know. Hold on.
we have a little game that we've brought up now. So this all started off because I wanted us to pick a pool 3 and 4, so non-major region team to root for as a friendly wager to see who would make it into the top 6. Because we're assuming that LCS, LEC, LCK, LPL make it through. Likely PSG Talent is going to make it through for the 5th one, so there's one more spot available. Chris rightly came up with a nicer idea where we do a little snake draft where we're allowed to pick one major region, one second region. So pool 1, which is the LCK, LPL, and LEC. Let me just double check.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
LEC.
LEC, LCK, and LPL. So RNG, T1, and G2. Then you pick a team from Pool 2, which would be EG, PSG, Talon, and Saigon Buffaloes. And then you pick a team from Pool 3 and 4, which would be Istanbul Wildcats, Team A's, Red Canids, Detonation Focus Me, and Order.
The idea
Now,
being
we're gonna-
like kind of like fantasy. You pick your team.
Yeah.
There's 3 of us. There's 3 teams in the first 2 pools. It makes it easy for us to kind of pick, in theory, equally structured teams. I think it'd be fun to see who's the best picker. Which person's team does the best for MSI.
The point actually being, let's hope that Scoot doesn't get to draft first and pick T1 so that somebody else can root for them for this. And it was said before we started recording, so don't let them lie.
So
that's all
I'm totally fine. I don't mind Scoot grabbing T1 because we're going to actually weight this differently.
I don't want T1 for this. That's what I want.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
Wow.
so that,
Wait,
listen,
does
I have
Scoot
all
just
my
say that he
futures.
thinks
All my hands
T1's
are on the
overrated?
table. That's enough. I have all my futures on the table. They're in the notes. You guys can read them. You've read them. I know you have. But for the purpose of this, I think it would be more entertaining to have another team.
okay, well, in that case, great. Scoot has just given up his
Voluntarily,
first
yeah.
draft pick, so then you and I get to pick
haven't.
first. So that's great.
Very generous.
No, what we are going to do,
If I get it, I'll pick it.
what we're going to do, though, is we're going to weight the results differently. So a pool 1 team will not give you as many points as a pool 3 team or a pool 2 team. So you are incentivized, even if you grab T1, basically they can't just carry you to victory. Not entirely sure how that will work. We'll figure that out. We'll figure out also the wager. We might do something like, I don't know, we'll figure something out, something fun.
It feels like it feels like probably 1, 1.5, and 2. That sounds right to me.
I think so.
Yep.
I think it also feels right to me that's kind of seems a good one. We might want to skew it even more though for the bad teams.
Sounds maybe rigged.
But we're doing it's best of ones. It's best of ones for the round robin. We're doing games 1. So even if once we get into the best of 3s or best of 5s, if your team still wins like 2 of the 5, that's still 2 wins. So So the teams that are going to go be better for longer, obviously there is an additional value there. Maybe it's like 1, 1.5, and 3, or maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
We'll play with the math. We'll gamify this. We'll work on the meta, but I think we can still have a lot of fun picking our teams now before it starts.
Exactly.
The value is on finding the dark horse.
Correct.
That's essentially.
I think that allows
it's like a golf pool
allows
in that
for
way.
Nikki's desire to root for order still to take place while
my local team.
Well, your local team, while Scoot and I can still win and take the money.
Exactly. I don't know if money is going to be involved. It might be. I was thinking actually a ridiculous outfit for the podcast. So
love a ridiculous
recording.
outfit.
A dinosaur, one of those inflatable dinosaur costumes. You have to record in that. I think would be good fun.
I mean, that might just become that chosen
I'm actually
person's...
retiring today, so
we'll see. All right, so the way we're going to do this, we're going to do a quick dice roll. I'm going to be number 1 and 4. Scoot is going to be 2 and 5, and Chris is going to be 3 and 6. Whatever number turns up.
We're trusting Nikki on his honor not to cheat and give himself the...
Oh my god, it's
and 6 comes up first.
Let's go.
So Chris, you pick first.
Let's go.
Rolling again for Scoot and myself. And 4 comes up first, which is me. So, okay, Scoot, you're picking last, unfortunately.
So it'll go me first.
That is exactly what I wanted.
Snake draft.
Yeah. So
me, Scoot. Scoot picks again. Me, you.
And then me.
And back again.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm in the perfect position.
All right. So I'm going to record this down. Chris, you go off first. Who are you picking?
I mean,
first team.
Yeah, T1.
Soft.
Yeah, it's a weak pick. I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Nikki, I hope you.
Given that I can't
pick
pick again for quite a while.
Nikki, I hope you do the right thing here. Well, I mean, they're not going to drop a map. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know. I kind of. Oh, you know what? I'm going G2.
Wow.
God fucking damn it.
Scoot.
You stick me with this team?
Yeah.
You know why that's a bit actually I can't tell you.
Okay, so now we gotta change up our strategy.
So Scoot has RNG.
I was guaranteeing myself a G2 situation. I don't have anything yet. Let's calm down, all right?
No, well you do have Royal Never Give Up.
I have not
Doesn't
picked.
matter. You're gonna
I could leave them on the table.
You could leave them on the table
tricky.
in theory.
No, you
leave it
actually
on the
can't. The
table
idea
if I
is we each have one from pool 1. We each have one from pool 2.
It was, but you forgot who's on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I like to
Can you
switch
make
things
your
up.
2 picks?
However,
He
I
plays
will have
fast
to
and
take.
loose.
I will have to take RNG, even though China notoriously, when they produce a decent team, will let you down somehow. And I don't know how they lose this group, but they'll find a way. Obviously, second pick here has to be EG. It seems like the easy route out of the group is the key here, because then we hope that they end up playing in a best of 5 situation. So RNG.
So
EG,
while I know this was not in Scoot's mental capacity as the reason why he went this way, I do believe that this was the strategy for Nikki. You're smart because both of those teams are going to get an extra game in the first round. You get an extra. It's like a little bit of a multiplier right there.
Little bit extra. If you didn't pick EG, I was gonna grab EG second.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna pick both G2 and EG. That was.
Was that the? So, you had that strat. Yeah. No.
That was actually.
I am predicting. I'm going PSG Talon. Big fan of the PCS.
Of course.
They've made me money in the past, so big fan of that. Happy to see them back. Chris, you are going Saigon Buffaloes, obviously.
So I am going Saigon Buffaloes. Obviously, because I have to.
Here is the.
I'm so ready. For
now this is the big decision.
Now
pool 3 and 4.
Yeah, pool 3 and 4. This is where all my notes came in. So I'm gonna read all my notes, and you guys can draft off of whatever I pick.
Oh, thank you.
Pick a region that you like more than the rest, so that we can clip it and tweet it out, and then you'll get hate tweets.
Yeah.
All right.
Say I like this region more than Brazil
like all
specifically.
Which regions promote democracy? So
actually, by the way, it's not a COVID thing. It's actually a Russia thing.
Is that really it?
Have less teams. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the CIS region.
Yeah.
UOL.
And they're not so popular at the moment for you know.
They're not allowed into Korea.
They might have.
That actually, when I say I love all regions equally, I don't love those filthy Russians.
But you have some of it in you.
Well, not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Let's not go doxing me right now.
Bye bye that clip.
All right. So quick edit there. What happened, guys? All right, Chris.
All right. Let me just say, and from my team that I just picked, the Saigon Buffalo, have you looked at how the VCS chooses which team goes to MSI? It's the strangest of all the tournaments. It's 4 teams, and basically the number 1 team is just guaranteed to be in, and it's just like 3 quick games. All right. The Istanbul Wildcats have been the best in the Turkish league all season. They performed great. They came right into finals, and they won. So, kind of interesting. Going up against RNG, Red Canids, PSG Talon. Red Canids. Now, we know that this has been the year of the loser bracket run. Did you guys see what kind of a miracle run the Red Canids went on?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
did they?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't followed Brazilian league at all.
These guys lost in the first map and then went on and won 4 matches against like every great team. Like their loser bracket run in the CM or the CB LOL was out of this world. So I'm inclined to take those guys given that run. I also did want to kind of comment quickly on our friend's order out of Nikki's home team. Also, just an absolutely epic lower bracket run. They lose their first game. Then they go 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 into the final. And then they end up winning the final 3-2 by clutching up in a game 5 against the best team in the region. So
this has really been the year for those low bracket
it's been
runs.
unbelievable.
Here's the problem. There's no lower bracket at MSI.
Team A's or AZE. This is a team that was strong, but never had to play the best team in LATAM. And so I'm not taking those guys. I already have some exposure to Group A with my beloved. I have a lot of exposure to Group A, to be honest, which is not great. Because they're going to have to play against each other. So I'm going to go with a Group B team. Fuck. This is tough. Do I go with the team that was the best all season, or do I go with the team that just had the most incredible loser bracket run?
Well, that's the thing.
What were your notes on DFM?
Well, I can't do Detonation Focus Me because they're in their first group, but they just continue to run Japan. Like they're just
guarantee to get 2 teams out pretty much at that point.
Anyway,
so
I'm gonna go red canids.
Oh, stealing it from Scott. He really wanted them.
fine.
He's
He
a
can have
like
it.
I need a miracle run team for me.
All right.
My reasoning was in the future when we blow up, I want the Brazilians behind me every time I pick anything because I've seen their passion for Valorant and how much they have shit on Zoms and ruined his life, and now he is not playing for Sentinels anymore. But yeah, I wanted Brazil behind me for that. They have passion. We love that.
I'm glad you took that.
Nikki.
I'm very happy.
Nikki, I have a feeling I know who you're gonna take.
Well, go for it. Who? It's between two teams. Who? DFM?
I think you're gonna take DFM. Yeah.
They are the second team, so it's Istanbul Wildcats and DFM.
Yeah. I gave you all the reasons.
You gave me good reasons. I think DFM. I think Japan has been like, and they're quite a young league that has been up and coming, quite exciting. I think they performed well. They have a bit of experience internationally, but I'm actually going Istanbul Wildcats. One, because I think it's a sick name. It's just a sick name. It's awesome. Scoot, you don't look happy, so your face looks.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
So
I'm actually really okay.
Turkey has just produced some incredible players across the year. Yes, like some top talent. And I kind of continue to believe that this Istanbul Wildcats is going to continue to deliver that. So I am going Istanbul Wildcats.
From Istanbul?
I believe he is.
Have you guys ever seen the Continental Breakfast Key and Peele skit where he's like, shall we go to Greece, land of the yogurt? And he's like just walking around the like hotel breakfast bar or whatever. I considered doing that skit for this, but now I'm left with pretty much one option here. So, yeah, I think, listen, DFM had some decent moments at the last Worlds. And they're a dangerous team in Group A, and there's a legit possibility that they get out, I think, if they can pull off some wins against Saigon, which will be pretty difficult, and they won't win a map against T1. That's a problem. But I don't really trust Order and A's to get anything really done for me on that end. So I got to take.
Just remember,
but I still have the best roster.
Just remember, last year's MSI, Istanbul Wildcats, 10th place. The Nation Focus Me, 9th place. Pentanet made it out of groups into the second little bracket thing. And that was Oceania.
Like ridiculous.
So Order, you guys piling in and sucking off LEC and LCS, that could prove to be.
I considered it for the possibility that they upset one of
I'm
the two
with
teams,
you on
so
that, but I'm pretty sure that was before the region got gutted. Was that before or after?
Well, yeah, didn't they force them to
after.
like sell all their players? It was after.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
but it was also a ridiculous run.
I did think of that. I did remember that. And by the way, just to give you an idea, I'm just looking through Turkish players that are. So you have Armut, you have Broken Blade, you have.
The Istanbul Wildcats, who were there last year, didn't do dick. So.
Yeah, that's true. You have a guy. So Closer, obviously, 100 Thieves, one of my favorite players. There we go. Going down, just a few already. Those three are great, but I swear you have, I think Niski, if I remember correctly as well. Holy Phoenix on the team I've just picked is clearly one of the best there. So pretty excited about that. I actually wouldn't mind.
Great. That is a great esports name. Let's just be
Holy
clear.
Phoenix. It is a good one. It is a really good one.
Although I've been proven wrong about people who use their.
All right, Nikki, did you write down who everybody's got?
I did. I wrote. It's all down. It's recorded. So we will release, I think, the info around who and what the scoring system will be. But we'll be keeping track of it. I think we'll also throw this into the Discord and let other people let them do a little draft so that they can compete and join in. So we'll go from there.
Yeah. I would be very down to kind of let someone else just do a pick your own team, pick one tier 1, one tier 2, and one tier 3 and 4. Shows your best team.
Join in. There we go.
Join in on the fun.
T1 across the board.
All right. Now, looking over the bets that we have available, getting into the actual matches. I think we kick it off with just the
on
outrights.
the futures, please.
I know we already talked about this before. Just going to update the odds. T1 to lose a map is 1.051. T1 to not lose a map. This is a map, not a series, at 8.4.
Give me that literally all day.
You think they're gonna have a perfect run?
Honestly, likely.
Okay. All right. Well, 8.4.
I'm not even
with you. I think it's pretty good.
Listen, I also said it like at the beginning of the year is that they're gonna go perfect in their split. They're gonna have a perfect MSI and they're gonna have a perfect Worlds after they have another perfect split.
That would be insane. That would.
The only opposition to this is Gen G, but they've already been disposed of for the time being.
Next bet is T1 versus everyone else. You can get T1 at 1.602 and the field at 2.41. I actually like this bet on T1. I think 1.6 on T1. Because
really?
Put it this way, the reason is this is only a bet for the finals, essentially. Do I think T1's reaching finals? Yes. And do I think they're winning finals? If we get to finals, will they have a 1.6 odds on them? And no, I reckon they'll have like a 1.3.
1.2,
1.2, 1.3.
Also,
so this gives you an opportunity to essentially say that, yeah, you think T1's going to win it all, and you get 1.6 odds on that.
I mean, we might be talking about the greatest League of Legends team of all time.
I don't know if I'd throw like too much on it, but it's hard for like this is. If I said you could get 1.6 on T1 in the finals, would you take that, Chris?
Hammer.
Yeah, I can see.
Depends on who they're playing.
It's just a futures bet on like.
What do you mean? We know who they're playing. EG. Come on.
I think this is where it's hard. Like,
yeah,
I think in the in MSI, they're obviously making it through groups. Like, there's no way they don't make it through groups. They're obviously making it through the stage 2 rumble when you get to play everyone like a full round robin. So you get to a knockout, it's two best of 5. It's a best of 5. Best of 5 is a lot of games. I have a hard time believing that they're going to lose. Well, but I'm saying like I have a hard time believing that they're going to lose 3 games to anybody so far.
It's.
Yeah, I guess the more I talk through
League
it,
of Legends
the more
player.
I think through it, it feels like T1 in the finals is almost a lock.
Yeah,
it's the greatest League of Legends
to reach the finals, the odds are 1.076. Like basically, it's saying to your point, like there is no fucking way these guys aren't making finals, and I probably agree with that. So then at that point, do they have a 2/3 chance of winning? Probably. And so I guess I feel like 1.6 is probably pretty accurate.
Yeah, so I'm hitting that line pretty hard.
It's why are they giving away money right now?
Yeah,
that's
to be fair, I think it's because psychologically people are thinking like, oh shit, T1 to like win it all. It's like this is such a T1 or everyone else. It's a trap. Or everyone else is at 2.4. Now, maybe you're going for RNG, but I actually think you'll get those odds when whoever T1 faces. So, you're not necessarily.
There's no reason to rush in and get that odd.
Exactly.
Well, also
you can wait and figure out which
especially
team it is and have a better informed bet.
Big brain shit, guys. This is why you tune into this.
Especially in the path that T1 to lose a map, even being a line, implies that they will be in the final. Yeah. And if that's the case, then like those odds are going to be 1-1-1-2.
Yeah,
like something ridiculous.
Okay, so now to reach the final, all in. So we have T1 at 1.076. Next one is RNG at 1.282. Then it's
by the way,
G2.
That's an awful bet. That's just an awful bet.
Horrendous. Yeah.
Both of those.
G2 at 4.21 is the third one. Then it goes to EG at 11.74. And then we just start to get ridiculous where we're like at PSG Talent at 26.6. Then I believe it goes Istanbul.
I mean, they're basically saying
Wildcats.
I think everyone agrees.
68.7. DFM at 103. Saigon Buffalo at 129. And then it's Red Canids at 257. At 206. Red Canids 257.
I should have looked at these odds in my doing my.
I know.
Fuck.
It would have been pretty good, wouldn't it?
Now I'm worried.
I'm feeling okay about mine now.
Yeah, exactly. Shit.
But there's really only I think that, look, we might have an upset where like PSG Talon or someone, one of the minor regions reaches semis, but I find it hard to believe that they're not going to run into a G2, RNG, or T1, in which case I don't see them beating those teams. Even an EG, by the way, I don't see them beating that. So reaching finals for me, there's only 3 teams that I would bet on. Is G2 at 4.2. I don't love those odds. I think they're a bit, because if they run into T1, you could miss out quite easily. EG at 11.7, that starts to definitely be worth it. And I do think the PSG Talent 26.6 is worth it. Historically, they've never made a finals though. So it's, you know,
listen,
yeah,
tough.
G2 and EG, I think are, you know, I think G2 has a little bit of name brand power that's carrying them a little bit here. I think EG is severely underrated in these odds.
I would agree with that,
because things can work out in their favor that I think like you really can't predict ahead of time, and maybe that's priced in. But 11.7 is like, if for a team that has as much resilience as they do, it looks good in my opinion.
Yeah, I think EG looks great. The G2 one is just 4.0 odds is kind of worth it, but kind of not worth it. It's like in that, I would, you know what, if I bet on G2, I would keep it small. It would be like a nice little sprinkle on top. If it wins, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. Whereas I think I'd put a little bit, you know, still small on the other two, but that wouldn't be my main bet.
I wouldn't get too enthralled with G2 yet. I feel like these guys, again, had a great championship run there in the spring playoffs, but these guys weren't the world beaters that we're used to seeing, right?
Yeah.
And I even feel that way about EG. Now, EG did come on in a way that was like quite impressive, but like
electric.
Yeah, I wish there was more upsets possible, but just the way that this tournament is formatted, like it's gonna be really hard for someone to like.
It sucks that there's no lower bracket.
Yeah,
and
right. It's just too much round robin. It makes sure that like, to be fair, it makes sure that the right team's probably always gonna win.
Yeah.
But it definitely means that upsets are gonna be tougher to pull off.
But there's never been an upset, basically. You know, like last year, I guess sorry, I'm not saying there isn't an upset. Like last year, Damwon lost to RNG. So, you know, that was an upset. But what I'm getting at
in the
is
final,
I don't think there has never been an upset where it's not been a top team to win. You know, correct. 2020 got cancelled. 2019, I'm just checking. I mean, like the biggest upsets have always come from EU or NA reaching finals.
Pentanet making the second round robin was an upset.
Yeah,
that was
that exactly. But so the biggest upset was 2019. So I was remembering this right. So, but that again, that was G2 versus TL. So that was the biggest upset. And by the way, that year T1 made it, so they came in 4th place. We're gonna see a repeat of that. But that was the biggest upset. But that's my point there again. Still stands. Yeah. It's still one of the 4 major regions, being LCK, LPL, you know, LEC, and LCS. So it's hard to ever see a time where I think 2018 G2 made finals as well. No, it was RNG and Kingzone Dragon X at the time there.
Do we know which?
So, look, it's been, in all the years we're talking about this, a non-major region has never made finals.
Right.
Nikki, you are far more current on stuff like this, but I know it is being ping balanced at 35, right? Because China won't travel. Mm-hmm. Is there still a crowd?
I believe there is.
They're doing
it's not fully online, right?
The group stages are
no.
The group stages are at Busan Esports Arena in Busan, South Korea, and then the Rumble stage and Knockout stage is at Busan Exhibition and Convention Center. So they're same place, but
I'm pretty sure it's like Faker's hometown too.
It is
insane.
Yeah,
it is.
So I'm feeling pretty good about my T1 bet.
Well, if there's a crowd, Caps is chilling. Like G2 will be fine if there's a crowd, but it is interesting because NA now has the advantage playing on 35 ping because Champions Queue servers are shit. So we'll be fine.
All right, jumping into the matches, There's obviously one big match that we have to
Busan
talk.
looks like a lovely town.
It is. I think it's a coastal town.
Probably beautiful.
If I remember
It
correctly.
is. You're right.
That's so sick.
It's like around the water.
It's a lovely southern
Should we
city.
go?
City gets very warm. Has beaches.
Scoot.
we go?
One day.
Would love to.
One day you're gonna sell that D-God, and we're gonna fund a trip to Shanghai or South Korea or somewhere for
I actually
one of
hate
these
you.
League of Legends matches.
Stop mentioning it.
You don't have a D-God?
No, Chris told me not to buy it.
Why
and
would
now
you
it's
listen to
worth
him?
Like 30 grand.
My man.
Listen,
My man.
no NFTs.
I mean, to be
That's
fair,
not into
Solana's
that,
crashing,
whatever.
so you're fine.
It is. It'll come back though. Anyway, so going to the matches. We're gonna cover the first couple of days. We're probably gonna jump in and try and record, I think, later this week, or it might just be like a bit of a solo recording. As with all group stages, I think we covered this the last couple of years whenever we go into Worlds. This is the first time we're seeing these teams compete against each other, so it's hard to predict how they're actually going to match up on an international stage against different levels of competition. With that in mind, my rule of thumb is if there are outrageous odds for an upset, that's where you definitely want to start looking into it. So something like Order having 8.06 odds to upset EG, I'm like, it is so worth throwing that on. Just because we have seen those upsets happen, and if one of them hits, you're in good.
I think that was our strategy, and we literally lost 10 units because literally none of them hit.
Yeah, that's true. Last year was not a great year, but actually no. But Worlds we did really well. Remember, so that it you got to look at this over the course of a
full year.
We're flat on the year.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, look, that's my theory. I just think look, I wouldn't take the A's over T1. This was actually it though. I remember this because we were like, we're not going to take the T1 upset, and then one of them happened, and that was like 11 times odds, and we would have been green. So yeah, we didn't follow our own advice. What are you pointing at?
I was telling you that T1 was going to go to semis last year. During Worlds.
No, I'm talking about like.
Oh, you're saying
upset.
did T1 to get upset?
Yeah. Like, it wasn't T1. It was one of the
happens.
teams got upset, and we were like, "There's no way," because they.
No,
smashed.
it was first day.
Damn one.
The Chinese team that came out seed one. No.
RNG.
Yeah,
Because they had a really shambolic. They didn't get out of groups.
Yes.
It's they're red. I forget that they're like very famous.
Wait, this is a really professional
so
League of
shit.
Legends podcast, guys. Here.
Wow.
It's not RNG.
Phoenix Fun Plus
That was
Phoenix
it.
Fun Plus
FPX. Good work. Good work.
That was it.
Dude, oh my god, they were shambolic last year. Holy
was a
shit.
mess. Yeah, look, but anyway, running through it, I think like Order, they upset massively. OC,
So wait,
last year.
So Nikki, are you taking my beloved Saigon Phoenix or my beloved Saigon Buffalo over my other beloved T1 at 8.57?
Betting against T1 is the one where I'm risky, but I think actually, in theory, that's the rule, isn't it? You take all of those odds that are like 7 or 8 times, and you just blanket bet them because someone is going to be upset.
Let's
and
do
one
this
of them
again.
will pay off.
This one I actually would take. Order over G2, 8.07,
Yeah.
1.06.
Yeah.
It's the same for EG as well.
Same with
too.
EG. Order over EG, I would definitely take that. Red Canids over RNG at 7.75.
I actually like, as much as those are great, yes, I do really legitimately like PSG Talon to beat RNG at like 4-1 because they've proven that they're like a fairly established organization at this point, and they can produce some decent teams that will cause upsets in group stages especially. And I think like there is always the chance that China comes in very hotly overrated.
All right.
So
should we talk about any of these matches that are not just outrageous odds?
There's one.
Well, there's one big match that we definitely want to talk about. So I think we'll save that one
for next time.
Are there any ones like? Do we like you see Red Canids over PSG? Part of the problem is like Red Canids PSG Talon. PSG Talon's at 1.27, so I'm not even recommending you bet on them.
No, I would take Red
If you
Canids.
3.5 doesn't seem like a worthwhile risky bet, but
I mean, there is usually like a huge day one rebalance of like where teams stand statistically in the odds. So that's fun to watch.
I do,
but,
having
right now
seen
it's
all
not
my
good.
statistics and all my data, I do kind of like the idea of Team A's or AZE going up against Detonation Focus Me, DFM, at 3.14. Yep. A's was a team.
But consider the talent in Latin America.
Look, they were the second best team in
Japan.
LATAM all year. The only team that was better than them was the Rainbow Sevens, who was exceptional. But when it came down to it, they absolutely just handled the Latin American playoffs.
All's fair in love and war on the Rift.
The only caveat there being that they didn't have to play Rainbow Seven in the playoffs because Rainbow Seven kind of blew it.
so
That becomes a problem.
there's a nice little bet that you can actually do if you really do believe in the upsets here. You can grab, and this is a bit of a nice, if you really believe in them, it's a 4-way parlay. So we're getting to, well, actually, sorry, I can only get, it's a 4-way one. So Saigon Buffalo against A's, you grab the A's money line. Istanbul Wildcats against PSG Tan. Istanbul Wildcats to upset. Saigon Buffalo against Detonation Focus Meet. You grab the Saigon Buffalo. And then again, DFM against A's, and you take A's for the upset as well there. You can get those 4 at 51.07. So if you really believe A's is that good, it put, you kind of Saigon Buffalo coming, let's say we're putting DFM basically in 4th place, Saigon Buffalo coming in 3rd place, and A's being the upset and coming in 2nd place there. 51.07 there is pretty nice. It's like,
yeah. Well, no. Listen, I love my parlays, and I love that you're throwing them out there. But I think we may have missed possibly the greatest value on the book right now, which is group futures specifically. If you look at Group C, EG has 3.5 odds to make it out, and Order has 51. So you can cover whatever absurd amount of money you want to put on EG with a small bet on Order, and you're fine.
That's just not the correct reading of that. That's to win the group.
Oh, to win? No.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it's a very
EG. We love EG at 3.5.
I really do like your EG at 3.5.
That is misleading.
Yeah.
I like EG at 3.5. I was gonna say that outright, but yeah, I misread the.
No, it's very unclear. It's like an all-in. It doesn't. I wish they just said
it doesn't make
win.
very much sense.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Group qualifications. Why is there no
one? You only have 2 groups.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Which I think is because they know it's going to be EG.
Yeah,
and
they
G2.
know that there's huge ARB on. Well, no, whatever odds they give Order are gonna have like arbitrage opportunities across the board. So it's just not worth putting out.
But putting in Group A and Group B, this is rather interesting. You can take my Saigon Buffalo at 2.48 in Group 1.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take... why did I pick Red Canids? They're like the worst.
You can get Istanbul Wildcats at 3.81.
Yeah. Well, I
think those are not bad. I think the Istanbul Wildcats and Saigon Buffalo do have a potential to upset there. I mean, look, Saigon Buffalo are in technically the same group as they're Group 2, so they're considered as part of like the top 6 best teams regionally. I don't think that's a bad one. Look, in the interest of keeping things nice and sweet here, I'm going to jump straight in. There's one match that we really want to know, or 2 matches back to back, or 3. How many times they play each other?
They play each other at
least until
4.
Thursday. But EG versus G2. Scoot, are you hype enough to kick us off, or do you want to close us out?
Dude, these are my 2 3
Are you going to close us out on this, or open it up?
All right, so if there's a crowd, which probably is guaranteed, Caps is buffed, but EG has Danny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I realistically think that in front of a crowd and with a lot on the line, G2 would win, like when the stakes are high. But this is day one, and EG is a slippery little bastard to beat. So I think at 2.4 odds, it's not worth ignoring. And I'm also locking in the fact that EG is going to win the first showdown between these two teams.
Okay.
I think they come with a strat.
So
outdraft,
also, these two teams have been trash talking each other. That's the best part. Of course. Because like EG was like, yeah, we're gonna come out and win, and it was either was it Yankos or Cats, and he was like, oh, they're just not even that good, so like they'll get to MSI and just like beat them. Like I don't even know why we're talking about this.
G2 EG has their former MVP, so
I mean EG has, but yeah, you guys go on a bit about Danny, and like I'm not denying great performance, and so Jojo, but like we can't overlook Inspired Vulcan and Impact primarily.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
They have, and they're playing. They're vibing. They're playing together in a good way. There's great energy. But you know what we have?
You're fired.
We have.
You want to rhyme?
We have 2 back-to-back matches, EG, G2. So what I'm actually asking, is it a 1-1 or a 2-0?
Back-to-back?
When you say back-to-back, it's
like, you're saying
back-to-back.
I mean,
so it's over 2
different days.
Yeah, it's 2 different days. But I don't
so
think
it's
they
a
play anyone
1-1.
else. I think they literally play each other, and then the next day they play each other again. Yeah, they do.
Well, no. Order plays G2 first, and then
Yeah.
EG G2, and then EG G2.
Yeah, so
These are
so
if you
But back-to-back is weird.
if you go back and look at the
They're not
drafts
playing each
that
other
they had in
back-to-back
playoffs,
in
though,
time.
yeah.
if you go back and look at their drafts like in playoffs, they are by far the most entertaining teams that could have come out. I think, like wholeheartedly.
So do we think this is a 1-1 or a 2-2? 2-0, sorry. Because this is where you parlay it.
I think they split.
You think they split?
But
EG first, G2 second.
So 1-1. Yeah, but like I can't guarantee that. If there's a day delay in between, though, I think both. That's the problem with parlaying it though, because
but gets you a 3.57. If they go 1-1, you're getting 3.57.
Yeah, but you have to guess it in the
Or
proper
3.88.
But that's like a huge issue.
Yeah, but that's part of the fun.
Okay, well, here's my thing.
I think G2 is going to win the first.
Both of these teams, listen. You find out what happens when they've played a bunch of teams throughout a split, and then you give them a week to learn. But I think like you give these guys a day, and they've already prepped like however many comps that they're going to run against G2 or EG if you're G2. I think they're going to be very adaptable on the fly. Like these teams can play a lot of champions.
I don't know what you're
very
saying.
Wide pools.
Like you just said,
what do you mean?
There, but I don't know what any of that means. Like
the point is that I think
they're gonna play some league. They've got drafting.
No. The point is that
someone's
if they were playing
back
to back on the same day, I think it's a 2-0. But since there's a gap, like there's a time gap there,
and you think so? We're going back to you think EG will win the first one, G2 will win the second one.
I guess, yeah. I mean,
all right,
that's
Chris. You said G2's winning the first one. Why is that? Counterpoint.
I think that you're just going to have the expertise and experience of a team who's been to MSI and to Worlds many times, know how to show up, know what it's like to be in a hotel, know what it's like to be in a foreign land, know what it's like to have different food and be a little bit off your schedule but still come out and perform. I think you're going to get a day one smashing of G2. Those odds are going to shift to EG now being like, oh, why are they even here? They're young and the LCS sucks. But right now I can parlay a G2 1.526 with a EG 2.54 because EG, if nothing else, knows how to fucking clap back. And these guys are such good team fighters, and I absolutely love them. I actually do really love that bet skewed around group betting for them to win the group. Them to win the group at that 3.50, I think is exceptional value for how good they are compared to, like, again, G2 is good, but this is not the world beater G2 that people are used to seeing.
But the problem is that you made this point about, oh yeah, EG's team fighting is great, like their 5-on-5s are great. I would argue that G2's like 5-on-5 and engage and all of that was more like better coordinated across the board.
Ooh, no.
I would not.
I think that laning was better.
Dude, I think they fucking destroyed Rogue. Like,
yeah, no, but
that was because Rogue doesn't know how to play in the final.
Sure. Because they also fucking destroyed Fnatic in 5-on-5s. That was all their
point being,
I'm
I got
split
a G2
Danny
win.
is
EG wins second for a 3.88.
Yeah.
I would honestly wait. If you're like really bullish on picking one team or the other, wait till the first game plays, watch it, and then flip it for the next one. Because you know what Plato always says.
Abraham
Flip it and
Lincoln,
reverse it.
You can't beat the same team twice.
Yeah.
Pop
tweeted it last
flip
week. I loved it.
Shake that
He
ass
was like,
and reverse it. That's what Plato said.
Abraham Lincoln, thank God we didn't have to fight the South twice because we wouldn't have won the second time.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank God we didn't have to play T1 in groups.
Thank God.
Thank God I didn't have to go back down south.
George Washington was like,
hot.
thank God those fucking British left.
Right.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm split because Danny has been popping off on Korean solo queue. First Elite Masters, looking great. I do think that I'm really like, the thing is I'm really split here because the whole thing around it is one team is going to overlook the other ones. Is it G2 that just thinks EG is going to be trashy and they're just going to then lose because they're too cocky? Or
nope.
Is it EG's going to come in with a bit of nerves? I think I'm going for G2 the first win.
Yeah.
I think I'm going G2 wins
Smart
first,
man.
1.526. I do like that. I do think EG comes back stronger, 2.54.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I think that's what's going to come out is that G2 is going to come out cocky. They want to put their stamp down. EG is not. I think EG just likes to get a read and likes to get momentum going. So first one be a good one, but then the second match they'll figure it out.
God bless them. They started a little.
They'll figure it out and they'll come back and I think they'll win game 2 hard. So there are definitely some bets that I would pay attention to there. Like,
we are aligned.
Time I would start looking at, and this is the thing over the next couple of days as the first few matches come out, is how long a match is playing, because this is a new patch, new meta. So how long a match is, how many barons the team's taking, what about dragons, what teams are taking first dragon, what teams are prioritizing herald, the first towers. Those things I would really start to pay attention to, especially in some of the worst teams.
Well, and it's a new meta. It's going to be a new meta that's going to make it it's going to be tough to predict.
More new champs, all of that stuff. So, I think that's kind of that's my read on that one. So G2 first one, EG second one. But look, it's I'm excited. I'm excited for actually Group D. I don't give a shit about everyone else. I just want to see EU and NA go back and forth.
I want the Yumi meta back. That's what I want.
Yeah, of course,
and I know that's an unpopular opinion among League fans.
It is.
So
it is a very unpopular opinion. All right. I think in the interest of time, because this one has gone on somehow, just because we've been excited to talk to one another.
Can't believe that.
I'm going to wrap this up. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Best3 Network. You will find links to everything there, including our YouTube. So if you are listening to this, we would appreciate it if you found us on YouTube at Best3 Network and subscribe and like the videos. It helps us out a lot. If you have already done that, we really appreciate it. So please continue to support us. There is also a link to our Discord. Please come and join. It's always fun. Guys are cool. We can chat back and forth. Differing opinions on the quality of teams there,
but also build your own team in our Discord.
Tell us who
your 3 teams are. Oh, we're
tweet us all of that good stuff. That wraps it up. Thank you as always, and we'll speak to you guys later this week, next week.
We'll figure it out.
Subscribe and follow the Discord, you'll find out first.
That's right.
When does C9 play?
The same time Rogue plays.
Chris. Do the thing,
The same
Chris.
time that Rogue plays.
Do the thing.
Toodaloo.